Hello, welcome to the weekly Blankhans stream, community edition, the weekly community stream. I know a few of you are here outside of normal hours, and we thank you for being here. And the reason why I say we thank you for being here is because I'm not on, bi-weekly. Well, put an asterisk next to that and next to that too. But I'm not alone. Check it out. Look who's here with me with that long cut. Hello.
Hello. Oh, am I visible?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I thought that I took a lot longer, the initial announcement. I was like, oh, that's a message. I'll answer that one.
No, you're fully where you need to be right now. You know what? I wonder if this works. Hold on. Nope, that didn't. I pressed the foot pedal button and it didn't work, so we'll chalk that up into an experience. If I press this one, that's what it's called. So in case you ask, you didn't, this scene is called Me Guessed Large.
Wait, what? Now I got you. Sorry. It was just a second delay. Because I keep getting these annoying notifications of like, oh, performance settings. Do something about it. Adrian has problems. And it's just no issues.
Do you want some issues to make you feel better about it?
No, thank you. I'm good with issues. I'm good with issues. Also, someone says I'm too loud. That's an issue.
Yeah, I changed that already. I had a gain on because the previous guess was too soft.
Wonderful. Working with professionals.
Yeah, we are streamers by nature, and that means we get everything right the first try. Yay! We did it! Hello, everyone. Hi, Brew, Sharky, Dr. Sharky, Stubbs, Shimmer, and anyone who was able to stay awake this evening, and anyone who's watching this, which I imagine will be many of you later on VOD. Welcome to the bi-weekly community stream. We're happy to have you here. Hauke, how have you been? What's good?
Thank you. Welcome. I've been good. A lot of stuff going on, as everyone will hear, I guess, during today's endless announcements.
Yes.
Even though it's basically just some big ones that just will tend to stretch very long. But generally, I'm good. How are you?
I am the same. Generally good. Everything's all moved in. Everything's organized. Cat's doing well. Got some coffee. I just finished washing clothes. So I have.
You even have like a wall thing with your Twitch name on that.
I know.
Did you get that from Twitch?
Yeah, I went to. This was PAX South, and they had Twitch stations where streamers would go and play games that were sponsored by companies. And I was playing a sponsor game. I think it was Planet Coaster at the time. And
I see.
Each of the stations, the streamer had their giant banner put up there, and that thing is durable.
And you took that home. I was like, did Twitch send this to you?
Hell no.
That's what I assumed. I was like, what the fuck? How do I get one?
I asked, I'm like, hey, can you send this home? And they were like, static noise. So the fun part was taking it through TSA and explaining, hey, yeah, this is my name. Can I please be self-indulgent and take this home? So good times. Oh, bless you, I think.
Oh, sorry, did you hear that? I tried to mute myself.
You did
so
mute.
like.
No, it was good. It was a good mute. Well done.
No problem.
Thank you, everyone, for being here, by the way, watching on VOD and being here live in person. Could you help Stubbs with his clothes, too? He is sick. Oh, no. Get well soon. But I think...
Yeah, I read that. Something about waking up soaked in sweat or something. It's where that was the point where I was like, I'm not sure I can help with that part, because that would be slightly creepy. Me being right there when you wake up soaked in sweat. Being like, how are you? Is everything okay? Like,
yeah, I don't think that would work out well to have like a Hauke check-in listening device like a Siri or an Alexa, but you instead. I mean,
I'll also generally just be like, dude, come on, you fight through it.
You can do it.
No, you have to do it. You have to do it.
Speaking of fighting through stuff, we have a bunch of news to go over today, everyone, because we did put this off for a little bit. We said it'll be 1 week, then another week, then another week. And you all were very patient, and we said in response to your patience, we would give you a plethora of news. So without further ado, here's the news. and we'll go beat by beat. And you know what? Let's just start off from the top rope with the news. Squeak, screw, squeak, screw, squeak, screw. Maybe I'll figure out what that motion is right there. Squeak. You know, the thing on the front of your cars when it's raining, you do a little.
Oh, you mean like the wiper, the like. It's the modern one, right? Where they do it super quick.
Yeah, they have a certain arm motion too.
Yeah, like.
It's a beautiful technique.
Just
Victorian.
spread the dirt equally.
That's what we're doing. We're spreading the dirt equally. This is going to be like very like managerial style where the manager invites you into the office and they're like, hey, I got some news. And you're like, aw, but you did a great job. Hey, so we're doing that.
Hey!
So the first news is wipe. Wipe is coming. And Hauke, do you want to touch base on the wipe and why and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think that I'll touch on a lot of things while I explain that. But
Sure.
we decided to basically burst in the window with the news. There will be a full wipe coming, which means absolutely everything is wiped. Your character progress, all bases, everything. Nothing is saved. There's absolutely no way to save anything. I'll just say it as clear as possible. Nothing will be saved. You cannot save a building. You cannot save your loot. You cannot transport anything anywhere, and it will be except from this wipe. Why is this happening? And I think it makes a lot more sense when we're explaining this. Basically, for a while now, we've heard the people asking for, hey, I want this to be a more controlled experience where I can play more with people that I specifically choose. Why can't I change this on my server? Why can't I have a server? Why can't I do this, that, or whatever? Basically, there will be a change in the structure of our server provider that would have needed us to make very significant changes to the way we run the servers, which we took as an opportunity to revisit the server structure, look into it, and think about potentially different or even better solutions. We think we come up with such a better solution, and that solution means that this game will potentially be, or will be runnable, not potentially, will be runnable as a standalone. There's just several options, which means you can on your computer say, I play this game, and it will be locally run on my system. Additionally, there will still be public servers that we provide, where you join an official server, you play on it just as you've done before, just as you used to. You basically just be able to press play, join that server, and play on it. And additionally, you will be able to rent your own servers directly through us that will then be always online, and you can then play on those servers with your friends. Together with that move, we will remove the encryption of our current client, which means that you are able to change things on the game, aka modding. We do not offer official modding support because basically the removal of the encryption is just a side effect, like in Valheim, exactly. Now, the most important question, when is this going to happen? We will focus, or we are already focusing a lot of our efforts on this and the upcoming Liquid Meadows release, which will happen this year. And these two together then basically led to us deciding it just makes sense to wipe everything because it would be such a mess to transfer things from different servers to different structures. And we also will take the opportunity to do some balancing changes, touch some things on the map again, put some content in. And that will most likely happen within the next 4 to 6 weeks already, that wipe. We will announce an exact date once we know it, but be prepared that earliest in roughly a month, most likely, we will wipe all servers. After that wipe, we will provide an opportunity so that you can get your schematics back. The ones that were, for example, offered through events or anything that is excluded are the ones from drops. We will not just randomly give everyone all schematics that are rare drops from all enemies. But for example, let's say you have all the St. Gibbs Day things and you have the Christmas event things, those you will be able to get. Plus, additionally, we are working on a reward for everyone that has been in the early access so that there's a unique schematic or several unique schematics that only people have who've been part of the early access. Because with Liquid Meadows, we'll also basically move to the full release of the game. Like as we already said before, Liquid Meadows is the full release of this game. And after that, these items will not be acquirable anymore. These exclusive early access ones.
Cool. So the recap.
That was a lot of information. I'm very aware. And generally, a wipe is never something that we always, I think, said we will avoid wipes, but they are an they are an option in an early access game. And this is the case where it's just basically working or making it so that we don't have to wipe is so much work that we rather put in different things.
So for all of you, okay, you can buy me with that. Heart, not why, when. Love it, more to build. Yeah, and that's the thing. We've seen the progress of everything you all have been able to build in this time span, and you're all so capable of building great things. So the front-facing news is the wipe, but no character building progress is saved. But like Hauke said, the good news is the holiday and event-based stuff you won't lose track on. You'll have an opportunity to do that before the actual full service decides to move over there. Having a standalone version is one of those things that is player feedback. And we see that in the Steam reviews. We see it in the comments of, hey, this is a cozy game. I want to play it my way. I want to play it with my friends, with my community. I want to play it standalone at home. I'm already playing it solo, so why can't I just do more of that? And this is the opportunity for people to do that. And like you said, there's no official mod support, but a lot of you out there are tinkerers, and people who tinker find a lot of free time to introduce their own concepts of what they think a game can be. So there could be some fun opportunities there for you to take existing things in the game, and who knows what you can create afterwards. So it's a blessing in disguise. You have the full wipe, but you have everything you're going to need to get you back on your feet, to be cozy the entire time. And we also, you're huge down for sure. So if you have a bunch of friends, you're like, I just want to make this our server only. And that's an opportunity to do that too. And we actually have something we can show you too to give you an idea of what that might look like, should you be so inclined. That is super large, so awesome. Love that I was able to preview that and make it the size that I want it. Because I didn't. Here we go. And this again is like everything else, WIP. It's a snapshot. This is no idea. This is not meant to be the final build. It's just like anything else we do. It's a toss around of an idea saying, hey, you know what if we did this? And this right here is one of those, what if we did that?
Basically, what this would be the version where we said you rent a server. You can absolutely play the game without renting a server. You can just run it on your own system, completely standalone. But let's just say, as some of you are already saying in the chat, and which is the main thing that people said, I want to be able to rent my own server, decide who is on that server. We decided to go for a version where you can do that directly through us. Then part of that server cost ends up with us. And there will be different options, a small server for, let's say, 4 people, a bigger one for 10, and the biggest one for 20, which is completely made up numbers. I cannot guarantee that these will be accurate. But of course, the server cost depends on how much stuff do I want on my server, how many people do I want to be able to join that server. But of course, you can always scale these up. Let's say you had a server for 4 people and realize, hey, I actually would like to be able to have more people on that. No problem at all. It's like literally one button press and you are on a bigger server, or you have a bigger server.
True. So that is a look of, the game of good news, bad news. I'm pressing my foot pedal right now. It's going to be so cool and switch back to the screen where it should have been, and it didn't, and my moment is ruined. I was so happy. Oh, well, just do it this way. Hey, we're back.
Also, I think it is important to mention that this is very much a logic decision from our side, because it will also enable us to, for example, move to the Epic Games Store. This will make a potential console release so much easier for us. Just when that change on the side of our server provider happened, there was just a point where we realized this basically, if we don't change something, would make it impossible for us to go this route, to have different games on different stores, which as a studio, we just, of course, have to do.
Correct. So again, that is the idea of the good news, bad news. So in some ways, bad news, wipe, you lose your stuff, you get the progress. Not great, but the good news is you get to start anew and play the game that a lot of people wanted to play from the very beginning and the way that you wanted to as well. And that brings us to the next topic, which is the point of the community streams is to update you on things that are happening that you voted on. And we had our big vote a while back where you could choose between having fast travel or having the journal and achievements and doing the whole system. You voted on journal and achievements. Oh, good question. How about the drop rates then? Will they be tweaked for a while or stay the same as now?
That is a very good question. After the wipe, drop rates will change, and we are already touching some of the resources in general because we are preparing this game. Originally, the plan was always, hey, this is an MMO server. There is potentially hundreds of players that can have access to certain resources, and that's how they were balanced. We will do some shape or form of a rebalancing. That might mean that a recipe changes. That might mean that resources spawn more frequently, or that there's less or more of them available after the wipe. And this is important. Before the wipe, this is something that we have to mention too. There will be no more patches, which is a big thing because we will show some things that are coming. There's a really big patch coming. The wipe patch and the Liquid Meadows one that comes shortly after that are so full of content that we decided for 2 months now we will go away from our monthly schedule of uploads. Mainly also because right now we basically internally already changed things to a standalone version. And while that change happens, we prepare that, then roll out that version to the live servers, test it for a while, and then move to the big patch of the Liquid Meadows update and other things. Where, like I said, there will be more stuff coming. But to answer the question, the drop rates will change after the wipe, but not across the board. Some of them might, some of them might not. We will definitely make changes to recipes, the general balancing, and also to the skill system to make it more, let's say, single player or small player group friendly. Then there was the question of the town limit. I cannot yet give you full information that is reliable on how much you are able to change on your own server. There will be some form of a menu that allows you to change things.
Cool. Good note. And we bring this all forward to what I was originally saying was the point of the community streams was to give you updates on the community-based things. Most recently being the journal and achievements, and that is a project that is on hold. It wasn't a thing that was never started. It was started. It's just on hold right now. And the reason why it is on hold is everything else we mentioned just now. So this is all happening for a very specific reason. If we have the wipe and we have the big update coming, but because the wipe is happening and because the big update is coming, there's some sacrifices along the way. One of those is that you may not see a patch of note in the next 2 months, maybe 3 months and longer. And I know you've been periodically used to having a patch every 3 weeks, it feels like, or every 4 weeks. And they are meaningful updates. But just like we put this off for 3 weeks and then gave you a big update today, kind of the same thing is happening right there, where you may not have your periodic 3-week, 4-week update, but when this big update happens, it's going to reinforce everything else we're already speaking about. And one of those things we can kind of show you right now as an act of good faith, part of all that, is this right here. So this is a liquid metal asset. You may have seen a few already posted in the Discord and also posted on social media. This is a new one, which gives you a better look of the water flowing system, which I think looks amazing too along the way, and love how that looks. And the other thing too we can show you is that this means we're focusing on other things for that big patch. A few of them are things you've already seen, like the mounts. That's gonna be a part of that big patch right there. The swimming, that's gonna be a part of that big patch there as well. Speaking of decorations, because I see that in right there, we also have this asset, which is going to be a Liquid Meadows base lamp. And Hauke, you mentioned that the mushrooms right there will be light sources.
Exactly. That will be glowing.
Yeah. What are we looking here? Dr. Sharky, will you balance it out for the public and standalone servers with the drop rates? Less frequent resources may be heightened for the standalone servers that 1 to 4 people have a better chance to get it.
We will do so. I think this is specifically about rarer resources. We will generally change how rare resources work. Because the current system, I think I explained in great detail, but to keep it as simple as possible, currently it is partly randomized. The system was very much designed to avoid single individual groups farming all the resources from everyone else. The new system will be different. It will be a lot more straightforward, where once you find a resource somewhere within a certain time frame, you can expect it to appear there again. That will be across all servers. There's no plan for different balancing for standalone or other versions. That is just also from our end technologically not doable. Basically, once we roll out a patch to the public servers, we will also push that patch automatically to people who play standalone. But you, if you have a private server, then have to decide, do I want to push that patch to my server too? Basically, you go in the backend and say patch, or you don't. Not like the alpha. No, not exactly like the alpha.
Everyone gets the patch. You play on your private server, you play in public server, you play with your own self in your own place, you get a patch, which is beautiful. Creates it equal across the board, no individualism. Can I build lamps like that in Ambrose? Will the decorations also be online? Yes and yes. So the hanging decorations you saw about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, the moss deer planting, that's a part of this update process in the next 2-3 months in that big patch. Is we're working on decorations like that, like the moss deer pot and this lamp you see right there. That's why this delay is going to take so long, because we're putting all of these things in one big patch. Awesome other content to show you too, to make you feel really good about what you can look forward to. So right here, this is a look at the pier that will be in Liquid Meadows as well, as you can tell, which looks, I think this looks outstanding actually.
Yeah. Like super early, even the sky isn't tuned, nothing, but still already looks really good.
Yes. Hey, Greece, thank you. Welcome back for 13 months. Good to see you. Surprised you weren't here earlier. It's all about being here, not when you arrive. And I hope you all like animated GIFs, because check this out. This is super behind the scenes stuff right there. Whoa. The most liquid of the meadows. It's kind of deceiving too, because when you first see it, like I think that's an above water view, and it's not till the camera pans up that you realize, oh, that's underwater. So that looks pretty pristine. That's another good look of what you can look forward to in Liquid Meadows, in the big patch that's coming all at once when Liquid Meadows is released eventually. And also, as a part of this experience too, because we're doing the wipe and the journal achievements are a no-go, there's something else you can see too. This is actually fresh today. If you want to... You already know, by the way.
I have a certain feeling of what you're going to show.
So a lot of you, we listen to feedback all the time, right? And you're saying things like, oh, man, it'd be cool if we had this. Like you were saying, it'd be cool if you could do standalone. And now standalone is a reality. It's like, oh my God, I'm getting what I want. Can I have more of that? Yeah, you may recall about a month ago, we were showing off chairs and assets like that. In the New Beginning promo image, there were Ambrosians who were sitting down, right? And how cool that was. You probably thought, man, I wish I could be a hedonist and sit down. What if I told you that might be a possibility?
I'd like to sit like
you could
that.
just sit down
on chairs and stools where the game's at.
Just like, just like that.
Just like that, just like boom.
That's like me when I go to amusement parks, public ones, and have to go to the bathroom. I just want to get over it really quickly.
I'd like to sit like that. On chairs and stools where the game's at.
There was also like people on the team wondering if that is an AI generated song. The song is just so...
Oh, there's a song? I didn't notice that. Yo, I just saw the audio for it. Hold on.
Yeah, I know that song.
I'd like to
why
sit
can't I hear
like
it?
that.
Can y'all hear it?
Generally, Arash always puts music with everything he puts in the show.
Oh, I'm so mad y'all can hear it, but I can't hear my headphones right now. I'm jealous. I have to watch my own VOD again. That's dope. So yeah, you've been asking for a long time, especially those of you who are RP, pointing to myself, why can't I just sit down? Like, what's the point of having a comfy house and getting a comfy bonus if I can't be comfy? Well, now you can be comfy. And the best part of that too is now you're waiting the 2 or 3 months. You want Liquid Meadows, you want mounts, you want swimming, you want standalone, you're getting impatient, you're like, am I getting anything else cool? You are. Because the thing is, sitting is not enough. Do you sit in bed? Yeah, maybe to read, take off your socks, greet your pet. But me, when I go to bed, you know what I do? I do this. This is literally how I go to bed every night.
Yeah.
Big yawn. Dead.
It's like, yeah, one swift motion.
I kid you not. That's like a 3-day convention. That's me day 2 of any long convention. Doesn't matter if it's E3, a TwitchCon, a Comic-Con. Hey, you want to go out tonight? Yeah, sure, bro. You got to be up early? Yeah, I'm gonna just hit up this simple bed and.
So the wrong way around on this one. Also really good.
I really think we should keep that in the final build as an alternate animation that happens like 5%
Yeah,
of the
alternate
time.
animation is just like boom.
Yeah, like a 5% chance that happens just randomly. So those are a few of the things that you can look forward to in the upcoming patches, just to show you that things are being worked on. So when you don't see this being worked on and you go, why? Those things you see right there are the reasons why. We want to be transparent and show you these things. And also you can look for more images over the next week and next several weeks. So as we're working on this kind of stuff, we're posting even more promotional images. And you'll see them in Discord. You'll see them on socials. Might even get a sneak peek at some of the encounters you may have in Liquid Meadows in terms of the monsters you'll run into and how they'll look. More Liquid Meadows and how that's going to look along the way as well. But that is the big news of what's taking place. Is the wipe, the standalone servers, still having access to public servers or having your own private server or playing locally, journal achievements on hold, but the big patch in 2-3 months, working on Liquid Meadows, mounts, swimming, more decorations, more lighting, sit and laying, which is a work in progress, and that may not make it. It's just this is the fun stuff we're working with on the back end to show you what's being done on a daily basis. Well, there you go. Speaking of servers, you have mentioned test servers a while back. Still happening? Question mark.
Sorry, that probably is one for me to answer. So,
Sure.
as we said, basically the features farming and the journal are currently on hold. So the test servers are 2. That doesn't mean we'll never do test servers. It just means, hey, for now, there's not really the need for them. Yeah, I think that's it. Basically, because we mainly would make them to have, or actually we did have test servers, like, but we only tested with internal testing or like friends and family. But no, for now, test servers, I would not expect them before that wipe basically happens. And after the rollout of this big patch, that's when we're going to move to the next thing. And that might then also, once we start working on farming or journals or things again, that's when that might become relevant.
Cool. And as per usual, as we're doing all this, I will do my best to keep you all in the loop. What's being worked on, what's active, which means more media. Want to start showcasing more media of what's being worked on, so it's not a big secret or surprise. Maybe even show you things that are work in progress. Just making sure that we don't get your hopes up, because there are some things we've worked on and then it just didn't make it. And you can get that feeling of hope, like that looks so cool. Oh, then it's gone. Kind of like the inverse of what happened with Dash Jump. Oh my God, that's so cool. And it's gone. So, oh, hey, but the good news is if you do your own private server and we take encryption off and you want to have unofficial modding, maybe you put Dash Jump back in.
Technically, that would be possible, yes. If someone goes in and does that, yes, you can change things.
There you go. So that is the several big announcements that we've been holding on to for all of you. And as such, that means the frequency of the community-based streams may not be bi-weekly because the journal and achievements are on hold, but that doesn't mean we can't have update streams as well over the next 2-3 months. Maybe myself and Hauke reconvene after a month just to show you, hey, it's been a month. Everything we spoke about, those 5 bullet points, here's where we are now with that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like basically right now, everyone in the game design team, all engineers, everyone is focused on either making this viably run on the standalone, or the changes necessary in connection to that, where, hey, people should be able to play this by themselves or with 2, 3, 4 friends rather than 20 to 100 on a server. Or there's just the Liquid Meadows. That's why there's screenshots and everything, because we're working on that with full steam. And as we said, the wipe will most likely happen around 4 weeks-ish. We'll announce it in time on Discord. Spread the word. That also helps us, so that when new players come in, they might not be aware, hey, there's a wipe coming. We will, of course, post it on socials, announce everything in time so that everyone is aware. And then we'll also explain more on where's the vendors that I can go to get my schematics back that I already had from events and everything. But yes.
Perfect. Just don't get too attached to the things you're building right now. Doesn't mean you should stop building. Finish your project and keep a mental note of how you built it so you can recreate it later on and make it better.
I would also say take videos and screenshots, share them, basically like make nice reminders of the time before that wipe, because that is most likely the last wipe that we're ever going to do, because once we go into full release, it's a lot less likely that we'll ever consider that again. Of course, can always happen. There might always be a good reason to do it, but currently there's no other plans. Even this one was always like, hey, it might be that before full launch we do it, but currently no plans.
Stubbs, if I can find your server, I won't be gone. I will be on your server because I've seen the way you build and I want to be a part of that. I'll contribute like 5 lightwood.
Also, it's like totally fine. You can rent servers, just publicly let them open, share the password or whatever, so you can absolutely build. I personally think this is a really cool change. Someone immediately said in the beginning, kind of like Valheim, and that is a lot more like Valheim, just with the addition of official servers, where you can then also play.
Yep, I agree. That's cool. Invite your friends in your server, and then you have one townhouse to make it a lot easier to maintain things, I think, because it's yours. It's yours, not relying on just luck or having to have a Steam friend or doing all that. You just, you choose. So there you go. So unless you have anything else personally or anyone in chat, you have anything you want to go over with, I think that's the conclusion of the news.
I think so. I mean, from my side, just the general big thank you, because it is really cool that this is received so positively, because of course people could have been upset about the general fact that it's a wipe, but we're really trying to find the best solution in line with what you as our regular players want, what people that started this game and felt like, hey, it's kind of cool, but, and there's a lot of, but I would like this to not be forced to be online or to be able to do this, to do that. And I think this unlocks a lot of that and allows us to roll out to other game stores and just generally work on things that are needed for the future of this game.
Correct. Are just the event schematics going to be taken with to the Luca Meadow update, or also the epic schematics like the Moonstone chest?
Just so that there's no confusion, because maybe you understood correct, just I want to be super sure. There's a pre-patch to the Liquid Meadows update. That is the wipe. That wipe happens. After that wipe, only the event schematics will be made easily accessible, as you cannot easily reclaim them. All other schematics, like epic schematics that dropped from somewhere or that you unlocked through skills, are for now gone. You can get them back through gameplay, though, because they are generally always available. We only provide the schematics that are not generally available because they were season-based, so that you don't have to wait for a full year or something to get them back, or maybe even never. And in addition, we are working on providing some schematics that are unique only to the early access. Let's say there's a vendor, you go to him or her, speak to that vendor and get something, and then that is removed once the Liquid Meadows patch comes out, which is the big patch after the wipe. These are 2 different things. Just making super sure.
Yep. Which is really cool, because it means, in theory, many of you, like some of you who just started playing and only have access recently to the St. Gibbs patch, maybe weren't around for the season of Frostfall and didn't have an opportunity to get the really cool snow globe effect or run around for Halloween and that entire event. So that means now you have a way to get those schematics you missed out on. And I don't know if there's going to be a quantity limit, but as you know, in Coreborn, everything is tradable. So in a way, if you can collect schematics, maybe you grab a few extra to give to friends who join your server later on, so they have access to the thing they didn't have access to, because they'll be removed afterwards. And keep in mind, once you learn it, that means you can build it for other people. I have friends who don't currently have the snow globe event, but I can go to their house and I can build it for them as a guest, and then they have it permanently. So keep that in mind. Alpha schematics too.
What is an alpha schematic?
Is there a schematic in alpha that wasn't available now?
There were schematics in the alpha. They were just in nature different. I can already say no. Unless they were in the full game, then they are in the game.
Okay. He might actually open the console and put in cheats, but hey, I'm sure we'll have.
I mean, everyone can do that, right? On your own server, you can cheat.
Yeah.
It's your server.
Yeah, we'll probably have a disclaimer. It's letting you know that at this point on, once you make this and these changes, we're not held liable or responsible for any crashing that takes place due to the things that you do. But if you know what you're doing, do you?
Exactly. Like I said, we remove encryption for a reason. We want you to have the freedom to do whatever you want on your own servers.
There you go. Cool. So if all of you are okay with this, then I think that's the end. Like Hauke said, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for your support. You keep posting. And all of you are so good at answering questions for other people as well. People who come in and say, hey, what's this? And then regulars just answer. And it's so much time. And they're accurate answers too, which makes it even better. And that's so good. And if you can maintain that, that would be dope as well. We will have a full VOD of this later on and a posting. If you have any other questions that we missed out on, or if you're watching this on VOD, please use the appropriate channels to put those questions to us. So if you're watching the VOD on YouTube, leave it in the comments. If you're looking on Discord and you want to leave it in the question section there, you can do that as well. We'll get to it and answer them in a timely fashion so you're not left in the dark about anything. Cool?
Perfect.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you all for being here at such odd hours for many of you.
Thank you, Adrian. It's also odd hours for you.
Thanks, man. Thanks. You appreciate it. And right now for you, it's 1 p.m.
Not odd at all. Yes, roughly 1 p.m.
Yeah, 1 p.m. That's not bad. What are you gonna do? What's next?
Work. I mean, I have a call after this, so it's like it's certainly not like that part is done.
Well, there you go, everyone. Work.
Sadly, there's work waiting after this, yeah.
I'll be working on this VOD too. I have my working laptop now, so anything I don't finish right now, I can work on it on my trip to Memphis for St. Jude. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, or morning, depending where you are in the world. And be kind. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, good. You made it to the end of the video. Thank you. So I think you all know the pattern by now. I need you to like. I need you to comment. Please also subscribe. Do those things. Because right here, subscribe. Over here, watch other videos. That's it. Thanks.